The college football playoff rankings are out. We will get to that right now on the Tucson and Titletown. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? Obviously, I think the rankings, I feel like these are probably one of the best college football playoff rankings initially, I think maybe ever. Obviously, we have the top five being Ohio State and Indiana. That one was kind of we didn't know if Indiana was going to be first or not, but I think the committee got it right. Alex, will go to you. What do you think initially off these college football playoff rankings?
Yeah, the committee blew it. It's a joke. Already they're screwing up the top five because why on earth is Texas A&M not in the top or not in the top two? They're better than Indiana. If Indiana came to College Station, they would leave with like four men in the bus. Kurt Signetti would leave with one finger left on him. Um, Alabama and Texas A&M should be two and three, and Indiana should be fifth. Indiana's the worst team in the top five. Georgia would murder them. Every team in this top five would murder Indiana without a doubt in my mind.
Dad, your thoughts?
Well, Alex really stated it pretty um um sure, he's right on top of it. So it's really close as far as those five teams. A lot of them had Indiana like third and A&M second, but you got them dropped all the way down to fifth and moved all the others up one. They would just affect the seeding, but we'll see how Indiana does in the playoffs if that holds true, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the bracket come out. Now, there was some teams on the bubble. I think the first two teams out are Texas and Oklahoma. I think obviously those teams, we can get to it now with wins this weekend in close matchups. Arch Manning is starting to look a little bit like someone we expected him to be coming into this season. The SEC is, I mean, it's coming down to the wire in the conference standings. Obviously, we have, Alabama and Georgia being the top two teams, along with Texas A&M, making that the top three. I think those teams are pretty much solidified into that college football playoff. Ole Miss, unless some things go down the drain these next couple weeks, pretty much should be in. So I think, as Dad, you predicted the four team. The one conference that I really want to get into, the ACC, is you take a bunch of shit and throw it at a wall, and that's what the ACC is right now because it's a mishmash of, for the gamblers out there, Dad, I want you to predict on one site out of the top ACC teams, who do you think is favored right now on one of the sports books? I can't remember which one it is, but who do you think it is? Virginia, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, Louisville, SMU, and Duke. Out of those six ball clubs, which one do you think is favored to win the ACC right now? With Virginia being the highest ranked of those ones at 14.
Mm, okay. All right, let me look here. Look the standings here. All right, you got in the Atlantic. Okay, well, Virginia they got first,
Who do you
Tech
think of those
second.
top six teams are projected to win that
All
conference?
right, so Duke, SMU, Louisville, Pitt, Georgia Tech, and Virginia, right?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay, so they're one loss or less in conference,
Yep.
and they're predicting and oh, so what I would think they said.
Yep.
Mm, I'll go. Well, it's probably but Louisville,
It's Duke.
Duke.
I've seen Duke, I've seen Virginia, I've seen even people say Georgia Tech, I've seen Pittsburgh, I've seen pretty much all of them. So that's pretty much like close your eyes and throw on a random bet. Pretty much throw your money away at this point if you're going to bet on the ACC.
You
I do
want to know
want to
who's going to win the
mention,
ACC?
huh?
Lock it. You want to know who's going to win it? I'll say it right here. The best
Georgia
team in the
Tech,
ACC? No, not the Yellow Jackets, not Duke, not Louisville. They don't have
Pittsburgh.
Lamar Jackson. You know who's going to win the ACC? The Pittsburgh Panthers, baby. One loss, one conference loss on the season, and they blew out NC State the other weekend.
I do want to mention that Virginia, Dad, leading the ACC, right? because they
Okay.
have zero conference losses. Their
Right.
one loss this season was to NC State, but it was a non-league game. Get that?
Oh, kind of like we did with K-State the last 2 years.
That was a
Exactly.
non-conference game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they called
was.
it. It's a non-league game technically because they did like the Kansas State game where they didn't have another non-conference opponent, so they're like, "Hey, how about we play you? We just won't call it a conference game."
Yeah. Because with 17 teams, you got to do stuff like that.
Yeah. So I also wanted to mention before we move on from the ACC that Virginia is 3-0 in overtime games this season. Their number 12 ranking last week was the highest since 2004. North Carolina State obviously upset Georgia Tech. That was massive. Clemson, this is their first like five loss team in I think 10 plus years. And Mason Heinschel from Pittsburgh is 5-0 as a starter. He's winning games by 19 points per game, and he's leading the offense to over 302 yards per game. That's not quite Mestamaker and North Texas type numbers, but it's pretty damn good for Pittsburgh. Dad, we'll go to you. Group of five corner, and then Alex, you can chime in with your North Texas thoughts and maybe a college football playoff prediction. Dad, group of five corner, give us some action teams, give us some Sun Belt teams, and then give us your prediction who you think will go to the playoff for the group of five.
All right. Well, watch out for James Madison there in the Sun Belt. You know, everybody talks about the American, but James Madison's been ranked near the like 25th or so, and that's one that could really sneak up on them. They're 7-1 and 5-0 in the Sun Belt, so they're probably the only one in the Sun Belt that would have a chance at it. Southern Miss has two losses and they're 4-0, but I think it'd be James Madison's to watch out for. Flying in under the radar. And then, of course, the Mountain West and all, they always have, San Diego State's undefeated and the conference in 7-1. And if they don't make the playoffs, they'll go to the LA Bowl. And that's the one U of A's projected to play. So we could play San Diego State. So that will not be an easy game for Arizona if they play them. If they don't make the playoffs, they'll go to the LA Bowl. And Mid America doesn't really have anybody, three losses or more. Conference USA. Kennesaw State's on top at 6-2 records. So I don't know if they can get in. They already got two losses. But then it's the one that we talk about endlessly, the American, loaded up. Of course, Navy lost. And of course, I know you like North Texas, Alex. They're 8-1. They could probably get in. And then Memphis, those two, they're dogging each other with Navy. So, and of course, Tulane and USF too, and even East Carolina. So it's quite a log jam, kind of like the ACC you mentioned a few minutes ago, Justin. But I think we're all kind of thinking it's either Memphis or North Texas will get that 12th seed.
Alex, who's your group of five squad you have going to the college football playoff?
Obviously, I'm going to say North Texas, but if I had to pick a team outside of North Texas, it's probably JMU, like Scotty just mentioned. They're doing really well this season. Um, I mean, they have the squad to produce a team to make it as a non-Power Five school. I like what they've been doing, but obviously, I'm going to hope that it's North Texas.
We have a new Heisman favorite. Julian Sayin has shot all the way up to number one, even though Ohio State has not played any competition. But that's neither here nor there. He is not at the number one of my Heisman top five. That would be Ty Big Daddy Simpson at number one. Number two, Fernando Mendoza. Julian Sayin comes in at number three. I can't give it to him yet because I think they're going to lose to Michigan or Indiana in the Big Ten championship. I don't think Ohio State goes undefeated heading into the college football playoff. Coming in at number four, Marcel Reed and Texas A&M. He's absolutely carried that team and that whole university. Trinidad Chambliss, shout out the Division two uh, legend at Ferris State, coming in at number five. And then honorable mention, we have our guy, Haynes King and Diego Pavia. Dad, Heisman top fives. Alex, you will be on deck after Scotty.
I did put Salem first, Julian Salem at first in that, even though you're right. But they're still winning and they're undefeated in that, and they're right at the tops there. I did put Ty the Gunslinger Simpson second, and Fernando Mendoza third. and Marcel Reed fourth there, Texas A&M and all. I still put in Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt in that. They didn't have a tough game, but he still had some good numbers there. And then I did have Jeremiah Smith there, the wide receiver out of Ohio State there, sixth. So that, pretty similar to what the others.
Alex, who you got?
Yep, for me at one right now, I still got Ty Gunslinger Simpson. I think Alabama's made such a resurgence. They've played competition unlike Ohio State has. Um, Number two, I've got Marcel Reed from Texas A&M, Gig 'em baby. Number three, I've got Fernando Mendoza. Five, I've got Julian Sayin. And then also I like Trinidad Chambliss and Jeremiah Love still.
Best projected bowl matchups. I was looking this past week, and I think the K-State Bowl in the Independence between Kennesaw State and Kansas State would be super exciting. I think Kennesaw State could shock the world because Kansas State, they've just had a horrible, really year from hell there in Manhattan. I think Illinois and Vanderbilt in a potential ReliaQuest Bowl would be exciting as well. Pavia versus Altmaier. Houston and Oklahoma would be a southern battle there in the Texas Bowl. I think obviously Mateer, hopefully he can light it up. I know he's been dealing with that hand injury. I think it's really affected him as they did beat Tennessee, but he wasn't quite 100%. And Michigan, Texas in the Citrus Bowl, I think that would be really exciting as well. I'm gonna get some of your guys' thoughts on these potential matchups. We could have a North Texas Oregon game in Autzen Stadium. That would be the toughest North Texas opponent. I think that would be a super fun matchup. Obviously, we're hoping North Texas is able to make it to the playoff. Notre Dame and Ole Miss. Who do you guys think would win that one, Alex, in a potential Fighting Irish and Fighting Rebel game? Who do you think will win that one?
I'm taking Lane Kiffin all the way. I don't think like yeah, it's gonna be close, but it's gonna be a dominant win for Ole Miss in that scenario.
Dad, if we had a potential Big 12 championship part two between Texas Tech and a BYU squad, both these teams, I believe, are in the top 10 as of right now. They're playing this weekend, I believe, right? And game day will be there. And then if those teams play again in the Big 12 championship, this could be a part three. So who would win part three in a potential matchup between the Red Raiders and the Cougars?
Well, no, I would on the first one. I'll go with Saturday with game day. It's nice that the Big 12 got picked twice in a row. We're getting a lot of love now. They're really starting to pay attention to the Big 12. We're getting a notoriety. But in answer to your question, Justin, I think that Tech's going to win the first one. Okay, so then all have a loss. But then in the rematch, I think BYU will win it. But they'll both get into the playoffs and like 8 or 9 seed is kind of what they're projecting. But I think there'll be a split with Tech winning the first and BYU winning the second one.
Alex, in a potential Georgia versus Alabama playoff game, I'm assuming it'll be in Tuscaloosa, but it could be one of those bowl games. Who would you have in a neutral site game between the Bulldogs and the Roll Tide?
You remember when Pat McAfee sang "Who's that coming down the track?" Yeah, I'll do the same thing, and then I'll say, "Yeah, go Bama, roll Tide."
I love it. I love Ty Simpson compared to the matchup between Gunnar Stockton. In another hypothetical, Oregon and Indiana in a potential would be, I think, Final Four game or could be a quarterfinal. Who do you have winning that one between a potential Oregon and Indiana neutral site game, Dad?
Um. Oh wow. I'm gonna go Indiana.
I think Indiana and Ohio State are destined to meet in the national championship game. I think we could also have an all SEC Sugar Bowl, a Bama Ohio State Fiesta Bowl. Alex, who wins that one?
Wouldn't I be wrong to not go Bama all the way?
It's up to you. I mean, Ty Big Daddy Simpson could take it all the way. I hope he does.
Yeah, Ryan Day's a fraud of a head coach. As a matter of fact, I'll go on it. I won't go on a tangent about Ohio State tonight, but they might be the worst number one ranked team of all time.
I love it.
They've
Texas
played
A&M.
nobody. Their best win was against a half-handed Arch Manning.
Washington in Washington, yeah, you beat them 24-6. Arizona could probably do that because we're gonna get our revenge on Jed Fish. But anyways, Texas A&M, Indiana, Scotty, in a potential Peach Bowl. Who do you have winning that one?
Oh, Texas A&M and Indiana. That'd be what a second round game, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're seated so high that they should get buys.
Well, if
Um,
they would meet in a Final Four matchup and say the Peach
oh,
Bowl, who would win?
oh, I'll go A&M.
Wow, so we could have an A&M and Alabama final, according to the Tucson and Titletown boys. Alex, Bama and Indiana. Who do you have winning that one?
Who's that coming down? Yeah, exactly. Alabama. Kurt Signetti's nothing.
So we have an Alabama prediction from Alex and Dad. I'm assuming you're an Indiana guy all the way.
No. And when you say no, because I think A&M and Alabama will be ahead of Indiana.
You're damn right, Scotty.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going off the track. I'm going Indiana national champion Kurt Signetti, Mendoza. I think they can take it all the way. This week, I'm hoping to stump you guys again, like I did the first week. We're bringing back blind bet once again. My first hint for both of you: this quarterback was in the FCS last season. A starting quarterback on one of these teams this weekend in a big time matchup. Just let me know if you need another hint. I can bring them. I got three of them.
What conference?
That's not a hint. If you got to let me know if you need another one, and I'll give you more info. Might give it away. Do you need another one?
Yeah.
Hint number two is the team that this quarterback is on in the FCS has the best run defense in the country, only behind Ohio State. So it's a great defensive team with a quarterback that played in the FCS last season. And he had
And
a
where?
lot of success in the FCS.
Yeah.
Alex, you need the third hint, or you think you can get it on the second one?
No, I can't get it.
All right, third hint. This team is at home, and they're 5-1 against AP top five teams since 2008 at home. Their coach is he's an older gentleman too. I'll give you another hint.
Yeah. I should have got it off the second one. Damn it. I've got my guess. Damn it, dude.
Scotty, you got any ideas?
No.
The longest tenured coach in college football
It's
for the
Iowa
Iowa
versus
Hawkeyes.
Oregon. God damn it. I should have known that off the second guess.
I have Iowa in a 5.5 cover against Oregon, but they will still lose. I don't have this as an upset pick, but I think they will cover. I think it'll be a field goal right down to the wire. Dante Moore will edge it out by a field goal, but that's my blind bet. I'm glad I was able to pull a fast one on my Tucson and Titletown fellas. We do have, as Scotty mentioned, the number one and number two team in the Big 12, BYU going to Lubbock to face Texas Tech, as you mentioned, back-to-back week with game day. That's monumental for the Big 12. We also have Texas A&M and Missouri. Alex, what's the score prediction for that? Do you think I don't know, I don't have the spread right now, but you obviously have faith in A&M. Do you think Missouri can cause a little stir, or do you think it's an A&M kind of running away with it?
No. I don't think it's gonna be any stir. Texas A&M is 6.5 point favorite. It's a 2:30 afternoon game. Should be good as day. Nothing concerned about. Marcel Reed's going for 400 yards. Um, I'm not too concerned about that. But I know you did just bring up that game day is going to be in Lubbock. And technically BYU is ranked higher, but I'm calling for the upset because the upset in quotes, even though Tech is the 8 seed, they're 10.5 point favorites. They're going to win by 20.5.
I think Lubbock would burn to the ground
Those
in that
Mormons
first
are
half.
going down on Saturday. They
Good.
better bring they better bring the Torahs to the game because they're going to be needing pray at half.
Dad, LSU and Bama, you think Bama runs away with it, or you think LSU can cause a little bit of trouble in Tuscaloosa?
Let me look at it here. Okay, that's SEC. Okay, let's see. Uh, Oh no, Bama's going to win that, no doubt.
Navy and Notre Dame and Navy. I think that Fighting Irish kind of take that. I don't know if Navy is going to be able to get one on the road. Arizona and Kansas, this is a must win for Brent Brennan and the squad. I love
Agreed.
Arizona to cover. I think the home, all red out in Arizona Stadium is going to be too much for Kansas to handle. Daniels at quarterback for Kansas, we got to contain him. I think the Desert Swarm is back. We're fucking back. This is like the 90s when we had who was the coach in the 90s when we had Desert Swarm?
Dick told me.
Dick fucking told me we're back, baby. Arizona's going. We're beating Kansas. We're gonna go to Cincinnati. We're gonna beat those fucking Bearcats, and then we're beating the Sun Devils and Baylor. I don't care. We're going undefeated the rest of the way. Fafita is gonna sneak into the Heisman top 10 by the end of the year. You heard it here first on the Tucson and Titletown. I don't want to hear it anymore. Now, wrapping up, American. We got Tulane and Memphis on Friday night. Alex, who's winning that ball game?
Are we even kidding me? This isn't even going to be a game, damn it. The Tigers are winning by 30.
Scotty, while me and Alex get off our high horse, give us some games you're looking forward to this weekend, and give us a little plug for the bottom 25. We haven't talked about it in a couple weeks. I gotta hear about these teams that are down in the dumps.
Down in the dumps. I didn't pull up anything in the bottom 25. As far as the big games, you mean this week? Let's go into those first. Because I hadn't really paid attention much to the bottom 25 in that. Let's see here.
Just talk about whatever you want about college football. How are you feeling
Oh,
about Hugh Freeze getting fired at Auburn? I think he
all right.
deserved it. He's a piece
All
of
right.
shit.
Okay. There was one thing I wanted to point out. You want me to do the Big 12 power rankings?
Oh yeah, go for it.
We got to do that.
Just talk
Um,
about shit about ASU too.
okay. You guys are really wired up today. You must have had some caffeine before you signed up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. On the Big 12 power rankings, I got BYU first, Texas Tech second. I got Cincinnati third. I got Utah fourth. I got Houston fifth. I got ASU sixth. TCU seventh. Baylor eighth. I got K State ninth. KU 10th. And Arizona 11th. And Iowa State 12th. And then UCF 13th. CU 14th. And West Virginia 15th. And Oklahoma State 16th. And all those guys in the middle are jammed up like a rat in a drain pipe. It's really tight there.
Scotty, what the hell? I thought is Arizona gonna lose to Kansas? What the hell is going on?
Well, it makes it more exciting and gives them more incentive. I'm getting some Danny.
Oh.
If Danny Gonzalez is watching this video, he'll get them all wired up, and that's what we want
If he
because
mentioned you in the post game interview, you could credit us for like jinxing the squad, like reverse jinx. Okay, I get it now. I get it.
I always predict them low so they're wired.
I was getting kind of worried. I thought we were gonna have to, like what's happening? Arizona is gonna beat Kansas. If we lose, I mean, Alex, what's the punishment? If Arizona loses, what do I have to do on the next podcast? Like, what is it gonna have to be?
You're probably going to have to run a beer mile for the podcast.
I'll run a beer mile and then I'll do the pod drunk as shit and hungover. We'll have to do it. But if we lose to Kansas, I will run a beer mile before the next Brotherhood Ballad podcast after Alex goes to Japan.
Yes, sir. Also,
let
really
the
quick.
let the community know what you're doing this week.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to add on to it. Your beer mile if Arizona loses. If the shitty Iowa Hawkeyes manage to win with that old ass head coach on Saturday against Dante Moore in Kinnick, I will join you because those piece of shit Hawkeyes fucking suck. They're the worst team in the Big Ten, and they're getting killed by 30 on Saturday at home under the lights.
Scotty, we're having fun here. Give us a
Um,
hot take. Give us a little something on the back burner. You don't have to go as crazy as me and Alex, but give us a little
yeah.
something you're seeing right now.
Well, I wanted to get this about the Pac-12 Legacy Bowls and that just to give you guys a hint of what's going on here. And I know Justin, you're all psyched about us running the table and that. And if we do run the table, as you say, we couldn't bounce all the way up to the Las Vegas Bowl, which is the number 3 seed, the Big Ten seed or the Pac-10 seed. The second goes the Alamo Bowl. I don't think we'll get that. The third is Las Vegas. The fourth is the Holiday Bowl. the fifth is Sun, and the sixth is LA. Most people think we'll get the LA Bowl and just, barely get in. But if we win a lot of games, we'll move up the ladder to those bowls. So if we do run the table, Justin, like you're projecting, we'll get one of those high-end bowls. I don't think the Alamo Bowl, but we might get a trip to San Diego.
Which one
So
would you want to go to the most? The San Diego trip?
yeah, I don't think we'll get the Alamo, but San Diego, baby, here we come.
There you go. Alex, tell the community what you're doing this week if you want to. I know you have a big trip planned, so I want to hear the itinerary and tell us what you're doing and what you're seeing, and maybe we'll have some pictures for the next podcast.
Yeah. On Thursday, I'm headed out to Japan. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a time. I mean, this trip has been planned. It's a long time coming. On Saturday, Japan time, I'll be seeing the greatest musician that's ever graced our world, the one and only Travis Scott. Sells out everywhere and anywhere he goes. Iowa, Canada, Japan, Taiwan, fucking Alcatraz, wherever he goes, it's sold out. It does not matter. But the more important thing is that I'm going to be able to view a very important history, not only for the United States and Japan, but in the world. Um, be visiting Hiroshima and like paying respects for the things that happened there. I'm glad now that Japan and the United States have a good relationship, but super excited to go there. I'll be gone for quite a bit. I'll miss a few podcast episodes. And then on my return flight back, I'll be staying with a couple buddies in Dallas, and that's when I will be going to Denton to go to Daku Stadium and get my Drew Mestamaker jersey, which on my first podcast back, the Mestamaker jersey will be worn. And so pictures and videos to come, and you guys can hold me to it since I won't be available for the next podcast. If Oregon does somehow lose to Iowa at Kinnick on Saturday, the first podcast back, I will do the beer mile and there will be proof of it. But yeah, all in all, going to Japan, couldn't be more excited. And if I had to give really quick one hot take for the games this week, let me get it pulled up. Um, it is going to be, um, sorry, where is it? It is going to be the Big Orange to upset Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium.
I love it. Dad, before we close out here on the last college football Tucson Titletown until I'm hoping the playoffs will all be back, all three of us. Who do you have winning the Big 12? I can't wait to hear who you have winning it all.
BYU, they'll win. They'll beat Texas Tech in the third game there because Tech will win it in Lubbock this Saturday, and then BYU will come back and beat them.
Okay. I can't wait to see what happens this weekend and the rest of the college football season. Heisman pick. We'll give all of ours. I think Ty Simpson takes it. Dad, who do you have winning it, holding that trophy at the end of the season?
Well, I did say San was first, but the way Alabama and A&M are playing, they give it before the playoffs, so it may not be the national champion. So, but I think that Ty Gunslinger Simpson's going to win it.
Alex?
Marcel Reed.
I know Alex has a lot of stock in Texas A&M finishing out strong this season and winning it all and burning down the 13th or 12th man. So we'll have to see what happens. Hop on the next video. We will be talking about the NFL Week 9 recapping and looking ahead to the playoff picture. I know, Alex, you can't wait to talk about your Packers. So make sure to join us on there. And we're almost at 700 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.